Good afternoon, students. Give me a minute to share the slide till the time the participants are entering the meeting, and then we can start with today's session. Is the new screen visible to you, students? Students, is the screen visible? Others also react. Okay. So in the previous lecture, we had completed what is organization structure and different types of organization structure existing in the market. Understand that in this unit, that is unit 5, we started with company analysis. In company analysis, which means that you have already decided the industry you want to work in. Now you are selecting which company you are interested in investing it. Okay, work with. आप उसमें किसमें invest करना चाहोगे? As an investor, you are doing your further research. So in this research, after selecting the industry comes the second part of selecting what? Selecting the company. Now, while selecting the company, different aspects are to be taken into consideration. We started with what? We started with the discussion of what are the business, then different types of business. Then we covered a competitive advantage. After studying competitive advantage, we studied SWOT analysis. After SWOT comes the quality management and governance in the company and the role of independent directors in company's decision making. Next, pricing power and sustainability of that power. Even then, when you have pricing power, are you able to maintain that pricing power? The next one was the organization structure. Now, the risk in the business. The risk in the business being there are four typical types of risk stated, or four classifications of the risk which we are going to study. The first one being what? Strategic risk. Now, I hope you people are aware of the word risk. What is business risk? Business risk is the risk associated with running a business. एक business को run करने और उसको चलाने में जिस भी तरीके का नुकसान या unfavorable situation create हो सकती है, those situations or those events will be known as what? Business risk. Of course, the business risk will not be static for a business, it will keep changing. There are many factors which come into the picture to determining it as a risk. किसी पर्टिकुलर फैक्टर को रिस्क के कंसिडर करने के लिए उसका क्या होता है, तो एक नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट होता है. उस नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट को हम रिस्क में कंसिडर करते हैं. Now, four different risks stated over here in this picture are strategic risk, operational risk, and reputational risk and compliance risk. These are four different types of business risk stated. Now, what is strategic risk? Understand it is the type of business risk where strategies play a significant role in every part of business. Strategies plays an important role. Now, what kind of strategies are we talking about? Understand. Is someone in the lobby? Wait. Okay. So continuing ahead, strategic risk में suppose आप कल को as a businessman you are launching a new product without taking into consideration different other factors which will impact the demand of the product. Uh, without doing proper market research, or what if you are launching or dealing with a product which already has very tough competitors. उन सब केसेस में आप न्यू प्रोडक्ट लाओगे तो द प्रोडक्ट में डज नॉट सेल वेल, उसका सेल्स हो सकता है प्रॉपर नहीं हो, एंड ड्यूरिंग दैट पीरियड since it is the starting the sales may not be much but the cost will still occur, and thus it is a kind of a strategic risk. अगर आपने प्लानिंग ही प्रॉपर नहीं की है और बिजनेस में उसके वजह से लॉस आ रहा है तो दैट इज स्ट्रेटेजिक रिस्क. No proper planning and strategical decisions are taken to change, or ignorance of that aspect will increase the strategic risk for the customers or the investors as well. The next is operational risk. Now, what is operational risk? Operational risk is the second necessary type of business risk. Understand that operational risk has nothing to do with external circumstances. Just like strategic risk, आपके internal planning, starting of the business, decision making और उस चीजों की वजह से strategic risk होता है, वैसे ही operational risk also is an risk related to the internal factors of the business. Risk related to the internal factors of the business. Any problem in the internal factors will lead to business risk. For example, एक simple चीज समझो, कल को आपका there is a business, and in that business it is a manufacturing plant. Since it is a manufacturing plant, there will be continuous production going on the machines. What if suddenly a machine stops? What if suddenly a machine stops? In that case, what will happen is the production will stop. If the production will stop, the company's cost will increase, and thus increasing the occupational और ऑपरेशन सॉरी इंक्रीजिंग द ऑपरेशनल रिस्क. कंपनी के काम करने के तरीके में कोई प्रॉब्लम आया, suppose there is a manager who is not working well, his window dressing items is showing fraud documents, वो किसका fraud is doing some fraud in the business, that is operational risk. This operational risk can be solved by good internal management. ये जो operational risk है वो जरूरी नहीं है it will be there in all the business at a large scale. The operational risk is easily manageable. So these are two types of risk: strategic risk and operational risk. The next one is reputational risk. Now, what is reputational risk? Class, take a guess. What is reputational risk? Come on, take a guess as the word itself suggests. Excuse me, meaning है. I'm checking the chat box. People reply. Hiral, this is the message of today, right? In the chat box. Hiral, the regarding the attendance you have messaged. Okay. So this course attendance will not be added in your teachers because there is no one particular teacher taking attendance or sessions. However, the attendance is important while giving your exams and all. People who are you are supposed to maintain the minimum attendance requirement. I hope the answer was clear for Hiral. Is she there? Okay, she's not there in the meeting. My voice is audible to you people because nobody is reacting anything. Nisarg, Dianshi. Okay, okay, great. So two types of risk has been covered, that is strategic risk and operational risk. The next is reputational risk. I was asking the meaning of the word from you students, but since none of you answered, I'll continue. Now, reputational risk is the risk related to brand image, goodwill of the business. See, in the current market scenario where the companies are listed in the social media where the news spreads so easily, it is very important for companies and brands to ensure that their reputation is maintained, that their goodwill in the market is maintained. A wrong decision, a wrong product, a wrong uh, act, act of doing will harm the reputation of the company. Suppose there's an automobile company. Let's say that automobile company has always been a trusted company. But what if it launches a new product and that product has significant problem with the quality and proper safety features are not there in that? तो उस टाइम पे जो रिस्क होगा, if once people take the car, they got to know about these deficiency in the features of the car, they'll be disappointed, thus decreasing the reputation of the company. So reputational risk helps the companies to maintain a high growth in the market, high market cap, market share. Growth जो होता है उनका possible होता है because if they have a good reputation, the more accepting the company would be, the more it is would be able to save its reputation. Is it clear? So working on the reputation risk is important. The next is compliance risk. Now, what is compliance? Compliance का मतलब क्या होता है? Compliance risk is that is following of rules and legislations and guidelines, regulatory guidelines. Compliance मतलब होता है fulfill करना. और compliance risk यहाँ पे मतलब है, see there are so many businesses which have n number of legal requirements, n number of legal requirements. Agar somebody is starting their new company, so the compliance requirements are very high, and the legal environment and framework to be fulfilled by the company is important, because none of the companies will be able to hide out this failure in regulatory compliance for a long time. इसीलिए पहले से पता होना कि रेगुलेटरी कंप्लायंस क्या है is very better. See, if a business cannot follow such norms and regulations, it will be difficult for the business to exist in the long run. उनका जो cost है वो increase हो जाएगा. The business will face unpredicted challenges or unnecessary lawsuit later on. अगर compliance risk proper नहीं हुआ तो उनको unnecessary law का risk and unnecessary distribution will affect the business or the company. Let's say there's a business who wants to run in a particular selling of a product. Now that company decides to sell the product and they are doing all the proper strategic planning, key operational management है, everything is good, but they did not look into the regulatory compliances to be followed, and because of that they ignored a certain factor which was supposed to be taken into consideration. Now in the long term, without considering this into factor, उन्होंने क्या किया, अपना बिजनेस को स्टार्ट किया। अब पॉसिबल क्या हो सकता है कि नॉन कंप्लायंस के वजह से उनको रिस्क फेस करने पड़ सकते हैं, risk of lawsuit from different institutions, risk of lawsuit from quality checker, and risk of lawsuit from no proper following of government regulations and rules. Is it clear? These are four different types of risk. Now these risks increase the market volatility. Understand that. Why are we studying business risk? Once you have studied what are the company's strong point, what is the competitive advantage, you have studied SWOT analysis. Now you should be easily able to identify what kind of risk the company may face now or in the future. Identifying the type of risk will help you to either mitigate the impact और अवॉइड द रिस्क फुल्ली। या तो आप रिस्क को फुल्ली अवॉइड कर सकते हैं, या तो उसका जो इम्पैक्ट है उसको आप मिटिगेट या कम कर सकते हो। एंड ऑल्सो यू कैन क्रिएट you can take precaution measures to ensure that उसका जो इफेक्ट है, जो लॉन्ग टर्म इफेक्ट है वो कम होगा। So for that you can take precautionary measures. Now why will all this be possible? Once you have identified the type of the risk the business is going to face. Only because these four risks are stated, it doesn't mean that these are the only risks that the business can face. There are many risks which a business can face. So these are four types of business risk. Now we'll start the next part. I hope this part was clear. I'll stop sharing the screen now and share a new screen. I hope the new page is visible. Students, today's session won't be just 1 hour, it will be 1.5 hour session. It will be last session for your module or the certificate course. After this, I don't believe there is another unit in your module, and thus this will be the completion of your certificate course. A 1.5 hour session for today. So since your last risk was compliance risk, the next topic is something in relation to that, the compliance orientation of the business. What is the compliance orientation of the business? Orientation, understand something, उनका plan move कैसा होता है, how do they deal with compliance issues in the business? I hope the new slide is visible, or the new image is visible. The compliance in business, or the compliance orientation in business, what do you check, and how or why is it important also? Okay, so first thing, what is compliance in business? So compliance means that it is about aligning your business's activities with legal and ethical expectations. Understand that there is a difference between compliance in legal ways and compliance in ethical expectations. what is the difference between uh, legal regulations and ethical boundaries. So understand, legal requirements are something which the banks want you to compulsorily follow. उसको हम बोलते हैं legal requirements. Whereas ethical obligation means that the company's inner control. These obligations are kind of a guidelines to ensure that there is smooth compliance or smooth following of all the activities in the business. Now, in compliance, you are aligning your businesses with these legal responsibilities and regulations. A strong compliance culture creates what? It creates transparency, it reduces risk, and ensures consistent operations. What is consistent operations? Consistent operation means that continuous operation. Now, understand that what regulatory compliances are we are talking about over here. While working in a business, there are various laws which you are supposed to follow. सबसे पहले तो कंपनी है तो कंपनीज एक्ट को फॉलो करना पड़ता है. फिर आपके अगर उस प्रोडक्ट की आप बात कर रहे हो तो प्रोडक्ट के सेल्स, अगर आप एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट में हो तो एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट रिलेटेड जो गाइडलाइंस है वो फॉलो करना पड़ता है. इफ यू आर इनटू फूड बेवरेजेस तो क्वालिटीज होती है, क्वालिटी चेकअप्स, कौन से क्वांटिटी में आप कितनी चीजें यूज कर रहे हैं. सेम गोज फॉर फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्रीज. द ingredients are a very important aspect, so checking of that, getting certificates proving the quality is important, because anytime if you forget that और the company is letting go that aspect, तो कभी भी उसको क्या कर सकते हैं, क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं that why these documents are missing. Now what if a set business is making or not following these type of compliance पॉलिसीज, अगर वो इन compliance पॉलिसीज को फॉलो नहीं करेंगे तो दे विल सफर लॉन्ग टर्म लॉसेस. जैसे बहुत सारी कंपनीज होती है जिनके इंटरनल फ्रॉड के वजह से उनको क्या होता है, तो लॉन्ग टर्म मार्केट में एक सेटबैक फेस होता है. सेटबैक इज अ लाइक उनको how will I, okay, setback means that एक loss suffering situation create हो जाता है because of a certain compliance problem which they might have created. New firms क्या हो सकते हैं, तो ignorant हो सकते हैं. बहुत सारे ऐसे जो new business होते हैं, those business can be ignorant towards these towards these compliance policies or something, and that can lead to uh, that can lead to wrong I'll say that can lead to wrong implications. अगर आप properly follow नहीं कर रहे हो तो वो गलत display होगा. And अगर at the later period those things come into front of the audience, तो वहाँ पे the company's reputation will be at risk. Now, why is it important for the companies to ensure that they follow all these legal rules and guidelines? Why is it important? The first one is to avoid legal penalties. Again, I'll say the first one is to avoid legal penalties. Now, what does that means? See, a company's failure to meet regulatory requirements can lead to fines, audits, or even forced shutdowns. बहुत बार ऐसा पॉसिबल है कि कोई लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट है और कंपनी फुलफिल नहीं कर रही, तो उसको कंपलसरी शटडाउन का ऑर्डर भी आ सकता है. क्लियर? सो टू अवॉइड पेनल्टीज, कल को अगर लोगों को या कंपनीज को या गवर्नमेंट को पता लगा दैट यू पीपल हैव अवॉइडेड लीगल पेनल्टीज, यू will be charged for it. The next is build trust and reputation. Of course, if the company is not able to build trust and reputation among consumers, they lose its customers. See what is written over here: for brand trust and reputation enhances. The company which follows proper compliance policies will increase its brand reputation in the eye of the market. The next is operate more efficiently. Once all the legal requirements and everything is fulfilled, a clear understanding of the requirement allows the business to for a smoother options. उनको अगर flow of events पता है कि पहले ये सर्टिफिकेट लेना है, उसके बाद ये सर्टिफिकेशन होगा, उसके बाद इस चेकअप को करना है, and whatever, clear knowledge of the compliance strategy in the business will help the business in operating businesses more efficiently and smoothly without any problems and delays. The next is enable growth and expansion. Of course, when there is brand reputation, trust, and everything, the compliance makes it a prerequisite. Matlab, what is a prerequisite? It is like one of the basic requirement for a company to ensure that their compliance is good. Only then will they be allowed to go and seek opportunities in greater markets. तो इन ग्रेटर मार्केट्स में जाने के लिए वो इंटरनेशनल हो, दूसरे स्टेट में हो, ग्रोथ और एक्सपांशन के लिए इट इज पॉसिबल व्हेन द कंपनी इज ऑपरेटिंग एफिशिएंटली, व्हेन इट हैज प्रॉपर goals and reputations. So expansion or enable growth and expansion, these proper compliance will enable that. The last one is strengthen internal structure. Now what is the internal culture? What is internal culture in a business? When the compliance policies are prioritized, the employees are more aware of the company's expectations, reducing misconduct and improving morale. Agar, see, it simply states that when the compliance policies are prioritized, the employees will be aware about the detailed structure. कि उनसे कोई expectations है, कोई misconduct है, कोई improvement है, that is possible. So that will help that will help the business to strengthen the internal culture or internal working environment, as we say. So these are certain advantages which the company will have while they ensure that all the compliance is being fulfilled, and there are no setbacks because of non completion of certain regulatory or legal requirements. Is there any doubt for you, students? Is there any doubt in the 5 points discussed? Compliance is nothing but following of legal requirements, and a company which will follow legal requirements clearly will not have any risk in the future, and thus they'll have a more stable income, thus increasing the profitability of the business or in the business. Company with good compliance will always be better, or as compared to company with bad compliances or bad fulfillment of the regulatory requirements. Is this point clear? Nobody has any doubt? Students, respond. If you don't have doubt, put a thumbs up emoji. Come on, speak up, students. Nobody is replying. Okay, so continuing ahead then, if this will be the case, I'll ensure that your attendance is at stake. Huh? Do not make me say such things. That too for your. We'll start with the next topic. Let me share the new picture. I'm trying to find the image. Just give me a minute, okay? I've shared the new page. Just see whether it is visible or not. Okay. Now is the new point where we'll be discussing critical or the key business drivers or growth drivers. Now, uh, see, while you are studying the risk, हमने risk study किया, फिर हमने study किया what are the compliance requirements in the business, why is it important for the companies to ensure that they are following all the legal requirements, because that will help them to attain transparency, it will help them to attain success in the long term, they can avoid penalties, they can avoid defamation, all these things. As a business, it is also important to know what are the growth factors, what are the opportunities, what are the factors which will help you to grow in the future. So there are 4 points which are stated. We'll read each of them and then understand it. So the first one is embrace new technology to enhance efficiency and productivity. Embrace new technology to enhance efficiency and productivity. Continuous involvement and growth. Continuous evolvement and growth is one of the important point. A business just working with the same static movements will never grow. New events, new strategies, new products, engaging the market, it is important, and only then they can survive and thrive in the market. So efficiency को increase करना, productivity increase करना, that will help them to decrease their cost, and decreasing their cost can be one of the important success factor, as it will help them gain a competitive advantage over their peer companies. The next is expand reach through diversified sales and distribution channels. Of course, tapping new products, tapping new market, tapping new customer segments. All these things are an important source of growth for a company. वो या तो नए कस्टमर सेगमेंट को अट्रैक्ट करे, या नए प्लेस पे जाके नए अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को लॉन्च करे, या फिर सेम कस्टमर्स के लिए नए प्रोडक्ट लेके आए. Whatever it is, in any way expanding the reach or its market in the expanding its reach and market in the economy is important for a company to grow. अगर वो if the company is not working in this direction, then there is a certain problem, because the growth will not be possible. The next is focus on attracting and retaining new customer segments. Of course, once you have decided that this is the new customer segment I want to attract, or the business is trying to attract, after attracting, maintaining, and retaining those new customer segments is very important, because if your business or the service or the product which the business is offering that is easily switchable, तो आपके जो product की stability है, आपके business की stability है, that will be disturbed, and once that is disturbed, the profitability of the business will get disturbed. Understand that every small event in the business affects the market price or market share of the business. So these decisions taken by the business will impact the company's growth. The next, strengthen your relationship with existing customers to ensure loyalty. Of course, the existing customer segment in the market, they'll have to retaining them, ensuring कि आप उनको satisfy कर सकते हो. That is very important in the business. In this pie chart or circular diagram, see there are 4 things written. The first is existing customers पे काम करना. The second is new customer segment create करना. The next is new channels, distribution channels. Now why will distribution channel help them? See, to expand the business, पहले जो distribution channel था, that was like आपके company है, then comes wholesaler into the picture, followed sorry for the disturbance. I had to mute myself for a minute. So continuing, see, we were discussing, yes, the new channels. Now, if a business in the old times, how it used to work, there is a wholesaler, there is a retailer, there is a consumer. So that was used to be a traditional distribution channel. Now the times have changed, so you can use online platforms for increasing customers. The business coming into online selling or increasing products, because those decisions will help them to increase their profitability and market reach in the economy. The next is modernization. Of course, modernization plays an important role, because uh, to survive in this growing market, to survive in this changing and diversifying market, accepting the change in that market is important. Those businesses who will be adamant of not switching and adopting to the current scenarios will face loss. बहुत simple example लेते हैं. Nokia as a company used to was a very good company providing you cell phones and everything. But what happened? The times when smartphone came into the picture, Nokia still continued with its production of those keypad mobile phones, and thus in the long term, not adopting the new technology outpowered the business, and now you can see there are no more Nokia phones. Who is this? What student is this? Mute yourself. Okay, so not adopting to the modern technology will again lead to loss. So that is one of the important growth factor or key decision factor or growth drivers in a business कि आप current scenarios को adopt कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे. Clear? Is it clear, students? There are other growth factors as well. I'll discuss that also. What are the other key growth factors that can be taken into account while deciding the future growth of the business? See, the funding and finance, the funding and finance which is there, the business, where is the business getting its capital from? Is it from debt sources? Is it from equity sources? What is the structure of the financing in the business? That will help an important role. वो business का capital requirement fulfill हो रहा है या नहीं? Checking that will also help you to understand the growth drivers, or it can be one of the business growth drivers. The next is availability of resources. Now, of course, what resources? Every business requires raw material, different sources. How easily that source is available to the business, that will have an impact on the growth. What if the business is dealing in a product such that उनके resources को लेना ही या उनके resources को procurement of those resources is very difficult. If the procurement is difficult, so the company will have to be very mindful with the use, with the agreements which they have with the supplier, to ensure that कभी भी बीच में उसका production नहीं रुके. So availability of resources again a very important key growth factor or key business driver. Next, say pricing strategies. कंपनी या बिजनेस की प्राइसिंग स्ट्रैटेजीज कैसी है, उस प्राइसिंग स्ट्रैटेजीज से भी आप डिटरमाइन कर सकते हो कि उनका ग्रोथ सेक्टर कैसा है. सो उसको आप स्टडी कर सकते हो. इवन दैट कैन बी टेकन इनटू कंसिडरेशन while studying or while getting information about the success drivers in a business. Checking these data will help. Next, cost drivers. Now of course taking consideration into cost कि business का cost कैसा है, what are the cost strategies, वो last frequently cost increase कर रहा है, decrease कर रहा है, is it maintaining the same cost, if it is increasing the cost, what impact does it has on the profit. All these things impact the success of the business. Thus cost of the business or cost management is also an important aspect of the business growth. So we have discussed four over here. The fifth was the pricing strategy. The sixth was the cost driver. Then also the finances, where the finance is available, how easily it is available, and those things will also determine the success of the business. Government regulations, rules and regulation, taxes, the rules of regarding tax, what tax is there, what tax regulations, what are the tax regimes to be followed for a particular company, उनसे भी उस company का और उस business का success factor change हो सकता है. The next is the very important thing जो आप गेस करके बताओगे मुझे, और क्या है जिससे कंपनी का सक्सेस फैक्टर आप चेक कर सकते हो. आपने प्राइसिंग स्ट्रेटजीज बोल दी, कॉस्ट चेक कर लिया, व्हाट एल्स do you think is important or can be an important key driver in success of the business or the company? Come on students, try. Write it in the chat box or unmute yourself and speak, but I'm expecting answer from at least one or two of you. Quality of the product, okay, yes, the quality of the product can be an important key driver, because if the product which you are offering that means उसके quality में deterioration होगी तो आपके business का success factor change हो सकता है. And the most important part of the success, how do you determine whether the success is there or not? By checking what? By checking the profitability of the company, uska performance kaisa hai. So performance and profitability is one of the most important key growth factor or key business driver or success driver, because checking that ki company profit kar rahi hai ya nahi kar rahi hai, is the company's performance up to the date, is it improving from its previous performance, if not then why, if yes then how much. अगर नहीं हो रहा है तो क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, और अगर हो रहा है तो कितना हो रहा है. So even the profitability of the company will play an important role in checking how the growth is impacted. Clear? Okay, so these are different key company growth drivers which you take into consideration whilst doing company analysis. I'll stop sharing this. I'll take you people may take 5 minutes break and then we will continue with the session further. Only last two such small topics are left. After that, I'll end the meeting. Today we are doing all such small topics because major of things of the company analysis is done. You people may take a break. Okay, students, we can join back. So we'll start with hello. I'm writing something on the whiteboard. Just tell me if it is visible. Is it visible to you, students? Students, is it visible to you? Something in a yellow text box. If you can see it, do a thumbs up. Give me a reaction. Will you students react? Is it visible? So that I can start teaching. Okay, great. So there are two small parts left. There are two important parts to be discussed, which is left. The first one is the documentation on guidance versus actuals. And the second is the sources which you'll be using to gather the company information. So, starting with the first part, documentation, it means that recording. Now, understanding as an investor, for you, it is not about recording. As an investor, it is about you understanding the difference between the guidance and the actuals. Now, what are guidance and what are actuals? See, it usually refers to the analysis which is done between the uh, I'll say forecasted and the actual, the forecasted version and the actual, the difference between that, or how those documentations are done, it is we are talking about that thing. जैसे कंपनी ने अपने कुछ goals और कुछ guidance create किए थे कि these are the certain events they want to achieve during this period or during the financial year, but what were the actual results, what was the real world performance? It is a systematic progress. It is progress of what? Comparing the forecasted version, that is the guidance, with the actual real performance in the market. So that is documentation, comparing the forecasted version with the real performance. What is included in that? Now, what is the forecasted version? See, when you are talking about the companies working on a certain project, they might have set a particular date. They might have in their meetings or annual reports, they might have suggested that this is the target at this during in this year or in these many years. These are the things they want to achieve. These are their working future prospects of the business. But what are actuals? Actuals are the result in the final realization. What is the result? जैसे अगर आपने कोई रेवेन्यू जनरेशन का सोचा था, तो द एस्टिमेटेड रेवेन्यू टू बी जनरेटेड and the actual revenue generated, there might be a difference in that. Okay, so what is variance now? So the numerical difference between the planned goal and the actual outcome expressed in terms, numerical terms of percentage is variance. Variance over here means that the difference between the guidance and the actuals. Guidance और actuals के बीच में जो फर्क है उसको हम variance बोलते हैं. वो उस difference को हम यहाँ पे variance को करके बोलेंगे. And that variance helps you to understand कि what is the gap, how much is the gap. And now in analysis, it is not just important to understand ki what is the gap or how much is the gap. Once you understood, suppose the company's revenue in the past would have been 45 crores or something, and now it is grown to 60 crores. So it is a positive thing. But or they might have estimated a growth of 45, but the turnover was 60 something. ये जो increase है, that is a positive increase. The actuals are more than the guidance. But what? Even after that, you'll have to understand that why is it like that? अगर वो ज़्यादा है, तो what were the key performance indicators or key indicators that led to increase in the actuals? Because identifying those indicators or those aspects of the business will help you to understand कि आपने कौन सी चीजें अच्छी की और उसकी वजह से बिजनेस को प्रॉफिट हुआ, और बिजनेस को प्रॉफिट हुआ तो उन चीजों पे यू कैन वर्क मोर बेटर. इज देयर अ स्कोप टू इंक्रीज और डू इट इन अ मच बेटर वे. Next, what if the actuals are less than the guidance? What if the actuals are less than the guidance? तो अगर आपकी actual guidance से कम है, तो उस केसेस में आप क्या कर सकते हो? उस केसेस में you can check. In those cases, what you can do, you can check the root cause. What is the root cause of this? Why is the difference so high, or why is the difference negative? Is there a particular reasons? What led to the change? Documentation should explain so those things. Was it because of the changing market condition? Was there an error in the original forecast? Or if was there a certain risk which the company faced? If the company faced that risk, why was not the company able to overcome it without creating this high impact on the business? What are the reasons for those causes? वो आप क्या कर सकते हो, चेक कर सकते हो. Secondly, this documentation or this technique of documentation helps the business for continuous monitoring. ये कंटिन्यूस मॉनिटरिंग से आप कंटिन्यूस बिजनेस का ग्रोथ चेक कर सकते हो. एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, इफ द इन्वेस्टर or the business feels there is one can see a large difference in the variance, so वहाँ पे you can question and you can change the approach towards a particular business decision. अगर आपको during the monitoring process you can closely see the changes, and the changes will help you to take proper decisions. तो आपके जो future insights होते हैं, जो actionable insights होते हैं, आप उनको क्या कर सकते हैं, change कर सकते हैं. Is it clear? So this monitoring and documentation will help the business. Once they know the reasons, their future course of action will change, and thus will increase the business stability in the long term. So documenting or maintaining proper difference or understanding the difference between guidance and actuals are important. Then also understanding the reasons behind those guidance and actuals are important, because that will help you to make proper decisions in the business. I hope this is clear. Now, how this works for different industries. See, let's say one example we can take is in project management. If every company, when they are hiring contracts or something for a certain project, what if the government is making certain इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल प्रोजेक्ट, गवर्नमेंट क्या कर रहा है, कोई तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट कर रहा है, एंड इन दैट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल प्रोजेक्ट दे आर आस्किंग बिजनेस टू ऑफर products. Now when they are asking business to offer them contracts or tenures, in that contracts they prepare a proper forecasted pre-planned प्रोजेक्ट कि कितना टाइम लगेगा, कितने टाइम में कंप्लीट होगा, उसका कॉस्ट कितना होगा, और उस बेसिस पे वो क्या करते हैं, टेंडर फॉलो करके टेंडर के कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल टेंडर्स फाइल करते हैं. इन दैट टेंडर every detail is included. Now those details are estimated details because the work has not even started yet, तो वो estimated है. Now while working the company may see that the difference between the guidance and actuals, the cost they might have estimated is they are not able to fulfill the whole project in that cost or in that particular sources. Reason for that may be many, बट वो प्रॉब्लम जो आया उसको अब कंपनी ओवरकम करना चाहेगी, तो वो कैसे ओवरकम करेगी, तो इस केसेस में कंपनी की प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी कैन बी compromised or can be varied. So that's the reason documenting the actuals and the guidance is important, because अगर हम कंपनी के पर्सपेक्टिव से बात करें तो it will help the company to maintain or monitor their performance, and as a researcher it will help you to understand companies approach towards decision making, companies approach towards maintaining proper business actuals, and how much they are able to unki efficiency, because the estimation is not done without considering all the aspects of the business. So after considering all the aspects of the business, if there is a large difference, the investors can easily make out that the efficiency of the business has been compromised with, कंपनी की एफिशिएंसी और प्रोडक्टिविटी को क्या किया है, कॉम्प्रोमाइज किया है, एंड दैट्स द रीजन उसकी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी क्या होते जाएगी, कम होते जाएगी. जो इन्वेस्टर्स है, जो थर्ड पार्टीज इन्वॉल्व है, उनका ट्रस्ट लेवल क्या हो सकता है, कम हो सकता है. द ट्रस्ट कैन बी इजीली ब्रोकन if there is a large difference between actuals and guidance. Clear? Is it clear? So this is about the second last topic, that is the documentation on actuals and guidance. Now we can move on to the last topic for the day, which is sources of information for company analysis. Okay, students, I hope you can see the new page or the new image. Now, this is a topic which was actually even covered while doing industry analysis also. While we were doing industry analysis, the last topic of that was also sources of information for industry analysis. Understand that this topic might be somewhat repetition of the same. Why so? Because the sources for those information will again be somewhat similar to what we have studied. So I'm expecting certain answers from your end as well, so that we can wind up this topic very easily. Now, the first one is publicly available reports and data. Of course, the reports, the financial statements of the companies are displayed. Those reports and financial database can be easily accessible to check the company's information. उनके आप website पे, the company's actual website, the trade groups which are associated in those trade groups, you can check the full information about companies working on, not just balance sheet and everything, but other informations like who are the board of directors, who are the promoters of the business, what decisions or what kind of product is the business dealing with. ये सारे जो आपके rather than just the numbers, other details, उनकी strength क्या है, weakness क्या है, वो कौन से decisions ले रहे हैं, उनका decision making कैसा हो रहा है, what was the impact of those decisions, what changes is happening in the internal management of the business, उनका corporate governance कैसा काम कर रहा है, इन सब information को भी आपको क्या करना होता है, access करना होता है. So where you will get all these kind of information for the company. तो सबसे पहले तो आपके जो
बैलेंस शीट और फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स है वो पब्लिकली अवेलेबल होते हैं. द सेकंड इज कंपनी फाइलिंग एंड एनुअल रिपोर्ट्स. द एनुअल रिपोर्ट्स व्हिच द कंपनी files. In those annual reports, the whole decision making process and every vision, mission statement, future goals, and all those are also listed. The to do list of the companies is stated, because going through to do list will help the investors to be aware about the future steps or the future plans of the business. कि future में उसके plans कैसे है, will that plan lead to the growth in the business, or is those decision loss making decision according to the investors perspective. तो उन चीज़ों को वो कहाँ चेक कर सकता है, तो कंपनी के एनुअल रिपोर्ट्स वगैरह में चेक कर सकता है. देयर आर वेरियस इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशंस एंड ट्रेड ग्रुप्स. मतलब एक पर्टिकुलर कंपनी का तो नहीं, बट वो क्या करते हैं, जो ग्रुप ऑफ कंपनीज और जो इंडस्ट्री होती है उसकी प्रॉपर वेबसाइट्स होते हैं, उनके रिपोर्ट्स निकलते हैं. उसमें आप अपने पर्टिकुलर कंपनीज या पीयर रिव्यूज भी कर सकते हैं. कंपैरिजन ऑफ टू डिफरेंट कंपनीज फ्रॉम द सेम इंडस्ट्री इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबल. Next, market intelligence platforms and tools. There are so many market platforms which easily provide, financial platforms which provide you information regarding company. आप किसी भी particular company का नाम लिखिए, आपको उनका full data analysis और full analysis information is available. जैसे Bloomberg है, then there are so many other websites and platforms, digital platforms in which you can have access to companies information for better analysis. The next is custom research and surveys. Of course, your primary source of data collection can always work, where प्रॉपर सर्वेज एंड रिसर्च ऑन दोस पर्टिकुलर कंपनीज आर डन. वो आपने नहीं किया तो somebody, an academician or a researcher might have done it before, and you can access to those information from research papers, from different journals, from different reports generated by of so many websites. There are so many websites who particularly just issue information regarding companies and businesses. आप उन websites को क्या कर सकते हो, check कर सकते हो. And all these reports, there are so many articles printed from officials, जो आपके CEOs होते हैं, board of directors होते हैं, many times they publish articles. उन articles के through आप company के plan of action को check कर सकते हो. So there are various secondary sources of information which is easily available, through which company analysis can be easily done. Is there any doubt to the students? Okay, so this was the last part of the module 5. Understand that as a part of research analyst, आपने unit 1 you started with, I believe, economic analysis, followed by industry and then company. After this comes in two different analysis into picture, that is the fundamental analysis and the technical analysis. See, once you have decided the company कि हाँ ये company है, इस कंपनी का मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि प्रोडक्ट अच्छा है, मार्केट में रेपुटेशन अच्छा है, पास्ट ग्रोथ भी अच्छी दिख रही है, देयर वेरियस अदर डिसीजन मेकिंग, प्लान ऑफ एक्शन भी अच्छा है, दे हैव अ स्कोप ऑफ ग्रोथ इन द फ्यूचर. once you have decided that, what should be the next step? The next step comes is fundamental analysis with numbers. आप जिसमें रेशियो एनालिसिस करते हो, आप उसमें पी रेशियोज चेक करते हो, आप उसमें करंट रेशियो, कंपनी का रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ, उनका डेट इक्विटी रेशियो क्या है, उनका कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, उनका डिविडेंड पॉलिसीज कैसे है, पास्ट में मार्केट फ्लक्चुएशंस कैसे रहे हैं. सो ऑल दीज बिकम पार्ट ऑफ योर फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस, एंड देन ऑल्सो टेक्निकल एनालिसिस कम इनटू पिक्चर. सो वो सब लेटर ऑन होता है, वंस यू हैव डिसाइडेड द कंपनी, एंड फॉर डिसाइडिंग द कंपनी all these different factors come into the picture to take a sound decision as an investor. Is it clear, students? Does anyone of you have any doubt? I'm asking it again for the last time. Okay. So we can also list down certain websites which provide those information very easily. Okay. So see, there are various official sources like Refinitiv is a specialized business database. Then financial portals like Economic Times, the Ministry of Corporation Affairs portal for registration. वहाँ पे आपको कंपनी के related information मिल सकता है. Then Global Edge Resources करके there is a वेबसाइट जहाँ पे आप चेक कर सकते हैं. MNS Credit is there. Then there are various industry journals and reports which are given. Using those reports आप कंपनी के बहुत सारे इंफॉर्मेशन को क्या कर सकते हैं, एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. Of course RHP provided by the company is an important source. आपको रजिस्ट्रार ऑफ कंपनीज ऐसे जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स देते हैं उनके MOU से उन सब चीज़ों को आप स्टडी करके कंपनी का इन डिटेल्ड इंफॉर्मेशन क्या कर सकते हैं, फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. क्लियर स्टूडेंट्स? I hope you people are well versed with now the everything. Just like I've shared links of YouTube links of unit 4 or module 4 of your syllabus, the same way after this in some time or some days I'll share the video of unit 5 as well. The students who were not able to attend it may access those videos as a part of the learning your syllabus. Once this is done, soon you'll be given your exam timetable dates and everything else. So bye students, have a good day ahead. You people are allowed to leave the meeting.